Hey guys, Greg's Garage. I don't know what day we're up to. We're getting to the finishing stages of the lathe restoration we've got here. I haven't put many videos up in the last few days because I think it's pretty boring watching me clean parts and put them back together again. But we will just do a quick job here and we'll put these bearing races into the headstock. So I think that'll be interesting and I'll show you how I do it. Now, you can see, camera focus please. You can see this is the recess that the bearing sits in. Here's the old race that we've tapped out, so it sits in here, and you can hopefully you can see that the recess is a lot deeper than the width of this bearing race. So I need some way of knocking it in against this shoulder at the back here. So this is the holes through which we punched it out. So the back of this needs to be pushed right up against this shoulder. So to do that, I'm going to use a little trick a friend of mine showed me, which is probably no surprise to most of you guys, but I'm going to use this old race and I'm going to grind or sand this outer diameter down just a little bit, just enough that I can use it as a pushing tool just a pusher. So at the moment it's a press fit into this housing and I need to make it a slip fit, so I just need to take a few thousandths of an inch off it, which I can do on the belt, or I could use the grinding wheel on a bench grinder. So let's do that first. Okay, so we've taken a bit off the outside here and this is now just a slip fit inside here, so that's perfect for what we're looking for. So I've given this bore a bit of a wipe out just to get any dust and other crud out of there, and I'm going to take the new race out of the package. Do not remove bearing until ready for assembly. That's now. Okay, out she comes, the new one. That's the other one. Oh, I just realised I got the wrong one. This one presses right into the housing. This one's got a shoulder on it, so it would go in, but it would stop against the face here, so that ain't going to work. So I've got the wrong part number, and if I have a look here, I haven't checked obviously previously. I've so 18620 18620B. So back to the bearing shop with this one. Let's do the other one and see how we go. Alright, so same deal on the rear. This old one, which I've ground down, is just a nice slip fit in the housing, so that'll be perfect. Now, if I didn't grind it down enough, it'd get stuck when I'm putting the other bearing in, and I'd have a hell of a time getting it out. So here's the new one. I'll open that up now. I'm going to put that inner race back in the packet for now, and we'll seal that up better in a second. And this guy has got to go into the housing. I'm just going to give it a wipe in case there's anything on it. Now this is not rocket science. Block of wood, bearing. We're going to put this guy here. I can almost, not quite, but almost press it in by hand. Fine adjusting tool, block of wood, and just try and hammer it in straight. Now my block of wood's bottomed out, so now I have to start using my pressing tool on my race that I've ground down. Put that on top, block of wood on top. Okay, so we're almost down to the point where that race is flush, so I've got to make sure I line up my pressing tool. Now I could tap on this directly, but I much prefer to do it with a block of wood and try and distribute the hammer blows evenly across the surface. Okay, so now we're slightly under proud here, so this will sit here and I'll keep hammering. Alright, sound changes a bit. I know I'm metal to metal, so that race is now in place. So using the old race, sand it down a bit, block of wood, knocking stick, and new bearing goes in. So you can apply this technique to wheel bearings on a car, or I'm sure there'll be a million other places you can use that technique. So keep it in mind. And I always keep these old races and I just stick them in a box of assorted bits and pieces that I use with my hydraulic press. You'll never know when you might need something like that again, so I'll hang on to all these and use them again. So thanks for watching.